So I'm currently working 6 days a week for Amazon, delivering parcels. I park outside the depot, go out, come back, and that's it. 24-hour van life, working and living.
Alright guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're meeting up with Rob, who's an Amazon delivery driver, living full-time in his van.
Make sure you stick around to see exactly how he makes this lifestyle work for him. And if you like the video, give it a thumbs up and let us know in the comments what you think. We hope you enjoy it. Back to the video.
So hi everybody, my name's Rob. I'm 45 and I'm currently living in a Mercedes-Benz Sprinter, long wheelbase. I've been in it for a year, me and my teenage daughter. I did start with my teenage son as well, but he bailed. Yeah, it's all been good so far. So yeah, go back to probably 2019, living in a small 2-bedroom terraced house, 2 teenage kids. I slept downstairs for about 3 years, just so that they could have their own bedrooms. And I was kind of thinking it's not worth it. I was working full time at the time. And then COVID come along, 2020. I had to quit work because the kids were that young. They obviously had to finish school as well. And then I was just basically sat in the house watching YouTube, seeing people build vans who'd never done it before. So I thought, why not? Let's probably give it a go. Priced everything up and thought I could probably get away with doing it. And that's what I did. Moving from a small 2-bedroom house to an even smaller van, you might think it's probably more difficult, but for me, it was just a breeze. I just fitted straight in. Even the kids were perfectly happy with it. They were quite happy that we could just go. They're not stuck in one place, and they can do the GCSEs the next day if they need to. If we want to go to the Lake District or to North Wales, we just went. I did have health issues, like I had bad neck. I got 4 bulging discs in my neck, and I think it was probably from sleeping on a mattress on the floor for 3 years and then just sitting on the sofa watching telly and stuff like that. So as soon as I moved into the van, it was near enough an instant cure. The neck problems just went away. For me personally, a lot better to go into the van. And financially, obviously, going from paying all inclusive in a house that small, probably £1,200–1,300 a month just to be in it, to this is now costing me £100 a month. That's for the insurance, the tax, the MOT for the whole year, £100 a month, which that means I can work and bank and save and travel. So before we couldn't do traveling, especially not with 2 kids as well, the price wise, but now we can. So I'm currently working 6 days a week for Amazon, delivering parcels, just saving as much money as I can because we're going on another adventure in a couple of weeks. So we've got flights booked to America. So we're doing a 2-month road trip in America. So living in the van has definitely helped financially for that, because obviously I can earn 600–700 quid a week and I can easily put away 500–600 quid a week. And that's paying for more travel. So that's going to be 13 weeks, 6 days a week, no days off. I'd do 7 if you was legally allowed, but we're not. And I park outside the depot when we're on shift. I can park in the yard if I want to, but there's a lot of traffic of vans coming, so the van has already got a few dents on it. I don't want any more damage to it. So we literally just park outside the yard. The alarm goes off an hour before work. I go from this van to the Amazon van and go out, come back, and that's it. 24-hour van life, working and living. So it's really, really simple. It's really easy. I should have done it 10–20 years ago. Yeah.
Why?
Just so I could park outside work and not have a commute. With Amazon, you don't really work for Amazon. You work for agencies at Amazon. No driver works for Amazon. They work for the agency. But I'm doing 6 days a week. I never have a day off. I'm never late, obviously, because I'm outside the depot. So if I ask, can I sleep in the yard? They're not really going to say no to me, because it's like driver number 1, innit? So, yeah. My company's been all right with that. But obviously I am busting my balls for the manor. There's not many other drivers doing 6 days a week, solid. So So this is the van. It's a Mercedes-Benz Sprinter 313, long wheelbase, high roof, and his name is Steve Van, as I mentioned, in homage to my friend who let me convert it on his property. So far so good, no breakdowns, no nothing. I went for the biggest van really we could get. I wanted a full bed to lie that way down the van. I didn't want to try and lie across, and sleep for me is the number one thing for me. And I do get 9 hours kip every night. I paid £5,000 for the van. So it's a 2011 and I spent initially about 5 grand on the conversion. I have recently though spent another 1,000 on lithium batteries. So we're at about 11 grand all in. I was looking for ages to get a van in okay-ish condition for 5 grand. It was hard. This was, inside was a complete rust bucket. It took me a week to angle grind the floor and the walls inside to get all the rust out. It was quite bad. And the only thing I really keep in the cab is work-related stuff. It's my work boots.
Alright guys, so it wouldn't be possible to continue this channel without the support of our sponsors. And today, that's Wolfbox. So when you're on the road, keeping yourself and your vehicle safe is a priority. And that's where the Wolfbox G900 Pro mirror dashcam comes in.
This isn't just any dashcam. The G900 Pro records in stunning 4K at the front and 2.5K at the back, covering every angle. Its upgraded Sony Stratus IMX678 sensor and 8 megapixel resolution deliver crystal clear footage even at night, thanks to its advanced noise reduction that reduces glare.
It's all about making life easier with the 12-inch touchscreen for effortless camera switching, full visibility while driving or reversing, and built-in reversing assistance to make parking stress-free.
Transferring videos is lightning fast with 5.8 GHz Wi-Fi, 4 times faster than older systems. And with app connectivity, you can skip the hassle of SD cards.
So my favourite feature is the voice controls, meaning that I can manage the functions hands-free while staying focused on the road.
And I love knowing that I'm covered even when I'm parked with the 24/7 monitoring. The built-in G-sensor locks critical footage in case of a collision, protecting key evidence.
So if you're looking for next level safety for your vehicle, check out the Wolfbox G900 Pro. The links will be in the description below. And with that, thanks to Wolfbox for sponsoring the video. Back to it.
And the only thing I really keep in the cab is work-related stuff. It's my work boots. We've got me big flask for the day out, high vis, and that's it, and my phone. It will have shelving in, so this is the crawl through. My daughter can get through it in about 2 seconds. It takes me about 20. That is just mainly for safety, just in case anything's going down. We don't have to get out of the van. I could just jump in the seat and drive off. I haven't bothered putting any windows in the van yet because obviously wanted to stay stealth as long as possible. We was going out into Europe. I knew I was going down to the Balkans, and some people say it's not safe. And I didn't want to spend a load of money on it, make it fancy, and then someone robs it. And I'll be more gutted because it was at the end of the day, it was an experiment to live in the van. So there's no point splashing out loads of money on it. So I put 320 watt panels on the roof. So we've got 360 watt. 360 watts is more than enough. And inside we've got 315 amp hour lithium batteries. Yeah, on the back we've got another sticker. This has been on the van since the beginning. This is me obviously cooking barbecue, VanLife Spain, and our kid. Lily keeps going around sticking extra stickers on, which I do not like. So I tried to peel that one off and it doesn't come off. In the back, don't look up at my bed and don't look down at the mess. We've got me diesel for the heater. That's to fill it up so it doesn't spill. I'm still working on the van all the time. Literally, I was painting in the front only 3 or 4 days ago at the frames, ready for the cupboards to go on. So we've still got my tools. And in here we've got the lithium, 3 105 amp hour batteries. We've got the 3000 watt inverter and the B2B because it's a smart alternator. The heaviest thing I use is probably a toasty maker. That pulls about 800 watts on startup. Don't use a kettle on electric, I use gas. And other than that, it's a laptop, tablets, charging phones. The garage, obviously we're traveling. We've got one of these boombox speakers because Lily likes putting the music on. We've got inflatable paddle boards in there because we've been paddleboarding in Montenegro, was good for that. We've got a 110 litre water tank in there as well. Stuff for storage, extra kitchen stuff, ladders, anything to continue the van build really, because anytime I do get off, I do work on the van. So yeah, this side obviously again no windows. We've got a nice mole section here, maybe put a window there one day, and some nice bird has deposited its stuff on the back there. I was thinking about taking it for a wash yesterday, because honestly it's not even had a wash since we went away 6-7 months ago. And then I thought, you know what, why pay 20 quid to have it washed? It's not real, is it? So yeah, I'll probably in the end get myself a squeegee or something and clean it, but not right now. When I initially said, right, that's it, I'm gonna go and buy a van, I think the kids were like, they told the mates, they told other family members, was like, oh, my dad's off on one, like, crazy idea. And obviously I was saving up for probably 6 months to buy the van, just to initially buy it. And then when obviously I turned up with the van, both kids were like, oh God, Dad's bought the van. And they were like, he's never going to be able to convert it though. I'd never built cupboards or anything, done electrics, fitted solar panels. And then obviously started to build it over that summer. And I'm telling them, notice is going in the house. I've given notice. And then I think the realization just kicked in. They were like, wow. And both of them said, so we don't have to go back to school? And I was like, no, you're now going to be van schooled. My daughter was probably more up for it more. My son was like, I'm going to go meet my girlfriends if you're traveling about. So he did only last till March. So he did 4 months of van life. No, he lasted till May, sorry. He did 5-6 months of van life. And we was in Croatia at the time. And he was like, I want to go back to the UK. So he did ditch it first, but my daughter's been fine. The van was originally built obviously for me at the back, and in front of the bed is a single bed, 2 chairs turned into a bed. So it wasn't really designed for me, my daughter and my son, because my son was like half living with me and half with his mum. So he was obviously having to share a bed with Dad. So that was probably a bit of a negative as well. But my daughter's stuck with it. She's been fine with it. As long as she's got Wi-Fi, she's quite happy wherever she goes. Probably the number one thing for me is saving money. I don't want to pay loads of tax on my bills. I don't want to pay VAT on everything apart from food, really, just stuff to keep me going. So literally, I'm saving as much money as I can. Only petrol is costing me if we go somewhere. The least favourite thing is probably just the winter right now. As you can see, it's cold. It takes a while to heat the van up if you don't leave the heater on all night. You can't sit outside in the winter as much, even though we're sat here now, but we've got gloves on. You can't exactly sit here and sunbathe now. So probably the winter times is the only negative for van life. You could go and travel off. A lot of people go and do the Schengen shuffle and then they end up in North Africa for the winter. So that might be a future thing. But other than that, and the odd person coming in the night, probably not that many negative things about being in the van. Maybe people's perception of you living in a van, that's probably one negative. They just, when you tell friends and family you're living in a van, they automatically think you're roughing it. They just think, oh, do you want to come mine for a shower? Do you want to stay at mine for a few days? And you're like, I've got a super king size bed. I don't need to. It's like, so probably that's a negative of how people look at you. So yeah, I was roughing it more in the house, sleeping on the floor for 2-3 years, yeah. Right, so we'll go inside. We'll show you inside now. Right, from here, we've got the diesel heater. It's a 5k watt one. It is more than enough for this van. It takes about 20 minutes in this weather to get up to about 20 degrees. Definitely a need for van life, especially in winter. We've got a double camping oven burner here. I have just bought a new gas hob, glass one. So on top of here will go a new worktop, which is cut and stored under my bed. Down here we've got 8-litre boiler, which has never been tested yet because I've not connected the shower up yet. Here we've got the shower that I'm still building. We put the tiling stuff on just before we went away. We're going to have a light in there. We've got a normal cassette toilet that we don't use any chemicals. It's just natural stuff so we can empty it out easier. Around the shower is the pipes for the gas and stuff. Underneath the sink, let's move the work coat. We've got a sink over here plumbed in to the 110 litre water at the back. Don't really use the sink a lot because I just find if you clean stuff with wipes straight away, it saves water, saves time, and you can't really leave dirty dishes out in a van, can you? So, and above my head is the, it's not a max fan, but it's a pretty good copy of a max fan. It's got 4 speeds in, 4 speeds out for the summer, so that keeps you cool. Behind me, when it's finished, I'd recently had a shower, so that's why towels are here. We're going to put some proper storage in here. That'll probably just be for bedding and lightweight stuff. Over here we've got some shelves. I will be putting cupboards on it. There's a mini Steve Ann. These are my secret shelves, so I can hide stuff in there. So when we go travelling, I usually put money in there, passports out the way. And if you always leave something up here, if someone come in, they're probably not going to look at that and think that's a hide space or whatever. So yeah. In here we've got a fridge at the top, just normal food. Down here is a freezer. They're both 240 volts standard household fridge and freezers. They're both connected to the inverter through the back. And up here, don't know if you can see, is what I call just a man drawer. It's got future doorknobs, speakers, GoPro chargers, bread, wire, down to salt. It's just stuff gets dumped in there. I think there's toothpaste in there as well. Here we've got the 2 seats, and obviously in a day it would stay like this. When my daughter's with me full time, we've got a piece of wood that, amongst all the other pieces of wood, comes out and it slots in the middle and it turns into a single bed. She's not very tall, so she easily fits here. We've got the power points here for her because she needs to charge her phone. She's got a couple of USBs down here. There's no privacy between us when we're sleeping. I can't really see her from my bed because my head's that end and she's down here. We've got an okay relationship. We're not one of these who worried about personal space and stuff like that. We obviously jump out the van when anybody's getting changed or using the toilet, so that's all right. So this is my bed. It's a super king size mattress. As you can see, I can easily stretch out on here. It's quite cool. Overnight, I've got this that you can move about, stick a phone or a tablet on it, just lie here watching YouTube or whatever. Up here we've got full length of the bed on both sides, storage. We've got everything from clothes to food to blankets, everything up here. Still not put the doors on yet, but that will happen. And we've got this Lecky blanket here, which is absolutely rubbish. I tested it out the other day. It just does not get hot, but it's an extra blanket for a tenner. Yeah, it's definitely comfortable to live in it. Even when it was my son with us, we still had enough room to kind of bunk in together. We was traveling at that time. But for me now, so much space. And anytime my daughter's not with me and this is a chair area at the front, it's like I'm spoilt for choice. I like sitting at the front, but then sometimes you've got so much comfy on a bed, especially when you can just starfish, you know. So up on the roof, we've got the spotlights in. So we've got 8 in total. We've got 4 at the back, 4 at the front on different switches. Over night time when everything's dark, we've got LEDs under here. That was probably the hardest wiring I ever did in my life. The colour theme in the van was, I was under a lot of pressure to put pink in it off our kid. No. So I did want it to be more of a man's van. So I just went for dark colours. When I was kitting out the van, I got as far as insulating it and boarding it, and we hadn't chosen a final colour. So like I said earlier, I was just in B&Q and this was on a pallet, damaged. And I was like, can I put that on a wall or a roof? And I just got it and did it, and that was it. The hardest part was actually getting it on the roof because they've got a slot in from one side. But it's worked out, it's durable, it's easy to clean. It should last quite a while. In the future, if I do another van build, I would actually probably go for a bit smaller bed, only a little bit. I'd still want to sleep this way all the time, but maybe like have something where it's more of a single bed long ways, and then maybe a bit of a sofa at the side or something. I would never go for a sofa in the day and then change it to bed, because I'd rather just be fixed bed. Don't want to be getting bedding out and making it at the end of a night. I might not bother with a shower in a future van because I built a shower, but I've never used it. I've survived fine. You can go to gyms, you can go to service stations. Service stations are free for a shower anywhere in the UK, so it's probably not needed to have a shower. That's probably the only thing I'd change, but I'd always have this size van. Yeah, stick to a long wheelbase. Yeah, I definitely feel freer of all the bills, the shackles and everything like that. I've literally got no bills, apart from the worry of an MOT, which is just done an MOT. Tax in it is like 300, 350 a year. The insurance, the longer you do it, the cheaper your insurance gets, as long as you don't have a crash. The only gas bill is a bottle. I've literally had one gas bottle for the first year. It's never ran out. Free electric. We've got 360 watts on the roof, so free electric. I haven't got any bills. I've got no debts. I've got no credit card bills. I've got nothing. I've literally, all my money is my own. Once you move into the van and you start on that same level of income, but the less level of bills, you just start saving money. So even if tomorrow I had a breakdown, even if it needed a new engine, it's easily done now because you can save that much money. In 1 week, I can save, living in the van from a house, enough to replace the engine in the van, just in 1 week. So it's just crazy how much money you can save. And I've seen it on the news and stuff like that, where energy companies are requesting the government to put prices up another 40% by 2030. There's going to be a lot more people parked here, definitely. Especially a lot of older people who are now not like getting winter grants, or they're just on that basic pension and they're not going to be able to pay the bills. And my advice for anybody looking into getting into van life or changing their lifestyle or anything is just do it. Just do it. If you've got the money and to be able to do it, do it. There's a lot of people who do live in a van, but they don't even travel. They're just living in the van because they're afraid. They're afraid to go abroad and stuff like that. It's literally just buy a breakdown cover, a decent one, and then just go, just do it. If you can afford to do it, do it. Don't worry about anything. Don't worry about what people think. If it improves your life, it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks, does it? That is it. That's the key. Make yourself happy. Definitely. And if you think you can't even build a van, there's thousands of videos on YouTube, probably even 1 million, of how to do it. I'd never done anything. I now taught myself plumbing, electrics, carpentry, everything like that. And if you do the first van yourself, don't worry if it's not right. You can do another one in the future. All you got to do is put it for sale. The immediate future now is obviously a couple of months road trip in America. When we come back, I am only scheduled to work for about 7 weeks at Amazon again, 6 days a week. And then we will be in the van for them 6 days again, back at the depot. But we've actually already got flights to Asia. So we're going to Asia for 4 months. So we're gonna, me and my daughter's gonna go initially Thailand, Cambodia, Vietnam, and then we'll be back for the summer, and it'll be a lot easier to get back in the van then. After that, I'm not too sure. I quite fancy going to America and buying and converting a van for myself and traveling around for a year. And the World Cup in 2026 is in Mexico, Canada, and America. So VanLife UK could be VanLife America for me as well. And obviously all of that wouldn't be possible if I didn't live in the van. We are on social media, or I am on social media. My name on there is Roaming Rob with no G, like Steve Wright used to do on the radio. I used to listen to that a lot on working. On Instagram, the same name as well, Roaming Rob with no G on it. Obviously followed suit with everybody else building vans. I started a YouTube channel. It's purely just a hobby. So the van build's on there, and then the whole 6 months in Europe is on there, and 4 months in England. And there is even some Amazon videos just gone up, which are doing really well because obviously people prefer that. So yeah, you can find me on there. Feel free to add it, follow, and make sure you comment where you seen me. And thanks a lot for coming over and doing the interview, coming seeing the van, and coming seeing my way of life.
Alright guys, thanks for tuning in there, and a big thanks to Rob for sharing a story with us and showing us around his van.
Make sure to follow him on the socials and his YouTube channels. All the links will be down below in the description. And if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more content like this, then make sure you're subscribed. See you in the next one.